It went on fire. So Tina Sinatra's Mustang was burned to ashes. Okay, so now, knowing that my mother has like entree into all of these luminaries, because, you know, like I said, my mom could do billionaire hippie, and then everybody, you know, within like 20 square miles would look like billionaire hippies, except my mom would switch it up the next day. So, being in demand, and I've got into in the description of the preview how in demand she was. O.J. Simpson virtually wouldn't work unless she was on the job, but that was later. When, you know, Where's the Beef? My mom did all those commercials. So, Marilyn. So, Marilyn, this is the summer of 61. This is almost, Marilyn died in August of 62. So this would have been the summer before she died in 61. And, you know, my mother being, you know, the go-to, you know, big money, like, oh, go to her. She'll get you right up to speed. So Marilyn had an appointment with my mother through, you know, other people, except that my mother matched my father. My father was like Mr. Charisma of the universe. He had nothing on my mother, nothing. She had that Irish charm mixed with billionaire, you know, circles, and it just, whoa, it was a tornado. So Marilyn arranged to meet with my mother about her summer wardrobe. And tragically, this was, you know, the year before she died. It was her last summer. But again, my mother was the go-to for any kind of fashion from 1960 to 1970. So she had an appointment with my mother. So the top floor of Saks is where, you know, most department stores, but top floor of Saks, you better have, you know, you need money to get off the elevator. This is where all the couture was, and believe it or not, the biggest, most expensive, chicest, like, you know, department, if you could call it that, was fur. Fur jacket, you know, fur. I mean, the furrier, that was where you went, where you had big money. Marilyn Monroe did not buy fur, but the exclusive dressing areas were off the furrier department, of course. I've been in them, nice little bungalow rooms, but then there was like the big, like, you know, whatever, penthouse bungalow, you know, whatever, at the very end of the hall. Again, I've been there. Of course not when Marilyn was there. So Marilyn arrived alone. She really, you know, she didn't have escorts or anything like that. She was wearing white. She was extremely pleasant. My mother had a way of warming people up to her like a magician. I couldn't, I mean, I could almost not put my finger on how she could do it. It was almost supernatural, her charm with big money, or across the board. So Marilyn comes, Marilyn, according to my mother, was not shy, but very polite, very soft-spoken, and very endearing, very, I don't want to say sweet, but just gentle. And she, you know, she wasn't like, I want this, I want that. Not with my mother. My mother told you with a way that made you comfortable in what she chose for you. You basically let Liz pick your clothing, because if you didn't, then you were kind of off the mark. So Marilyn, in this end room, it was my mother, Marilyn, in her summer white. You know, I mean, it was already summer, early, you know, you're a season ahead. But she was kind of like not a full season ahead. She just wanted to look good. And that's where my mom came in. So she's in the dressing room with nothing but a fitter, seamstress, and herself, and Marilyn. And she has choices for her, obviously, a rack, but not like tacky, like it's all, you know, in something. And I don't know, a line, you know, a collection of different designers. And so Marilyn really gave, you know, the vibe that she really wanted my mother to pick. It's not that she didn't know what she wanted, but again, my mother, you know, walked in and everybody, you know, looked at her and then asked her what she was wearing and what they should wear tomorrow. And so she's very reliant on my mother's fashion sensibilities, but my mother was so earthy with her Irish charm. They were, you know, charm was like flying out of the trees. So she fitted her for the summer wardrobe, a lot of white, she said, linens, white suit, dresses, but more like shift dress that's kind of tailored in the middle. And Marilyn loved everything everything that my mom brought out. And she didn't buy the whole collection, but she did get select, I think, at least 3 pieces, like right out of the gate. And then the rest, of course, were probably up to my mother, which was thrown in the trunk of the limousine. So, Marilyn, traipsed out of the furrier, and then of course everything is perfectly fitted and delivered. And then next celebrity, and my mother never was starstruck. Like, maybe that was part of her appeal, is that she just treated you like her best friend, like her girlfriend or her lovely neighbor. There was no pretense. She wasn't pretentious. She wasn't ostentatious. She didn't have any kind of affect. She was just charming. And that's why LA Times chased after her. She was known as the Irish Lass of Beverly Hills, from the word go. I mean, like the minute she came on board. So those are her accomplishments, in terms of some sort of civil rights, who she dealt with, and of course the Marilyn story. In the midst of all those billionaire Betsy Bloomingdale types, she did celebrities, and Marilyn was one of them, and it was a fond memory of hers. Very quiet, gentle moment, very pleasant, and according to her, that's how it went down. And my mom was a blow-by-blow. She didn't like make up stories. You could tell, but down to the very detail, that it was true. And she had no reason to. A decade running fashion in the Beverly Hills, what does she have to make up stories for? She's got them. Boy, you should have seen her black book. I wish I had saved in bronze that. I used to flip through it, look at all the movie star names and numbers and personal addresses. So anyway, I hope I was, faithful to the preview. And that will conclude this evening, and then we will start tomorrow again with clips, a preview, probably a clip more, and then our teaser and our show. So thanks for joining me this evening for our, fashion whirlwind led by Liz. Okay, see you tomorrow. Take care until then. Bye.